Good day, fellas, ladies, to all the Facebook folks. This is your host, Jose Bay, Jose Omar Bay, saying what's up, good day, happy hustle. Before I get into this, we first want to say peace and blessings to all of you. We want to say everybody say they didn't care about you. We care about you guys. But we're gonna get some scripture stuff here. But so we're gonna start off with domestic violence, what that is. We're gonna get into some words that, no matter what it is, whether it's your mother or your father, we need to know what is it they're doing that they think because they are your brother or sister, blah, 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 or because they have money, that they think that they're above the law of nature. So what I'm going to do right now is go to Facebook, find my thing, and see if I can be heard real quick. So let me get up here, get to my page, and we're going to see what's going on here. What is it they're doing that they think because they are your brother or sister, or because they have money, that they think that they're above the law of nature. Okay, we're good. So what I'm going to do right now is go to Facebook, find my thing, and see if I can be heard real quick. Getting set up. Let me get this. So let's go up here, get my page, and we're going to see what's going on here. What is it they're doing that they think because they are your brother or sister, or because they have money, that they think that they're above the law of nature. I will show y'all. Hold on. We're just trying to get this stuff together. We're getting an echo. Alright, we got audio. Okay, y'all can hear me. Cause at first it wasn't no link. I couldn't hear. So alright. Now and the host Jose Omar saying thank you for showing up. Thank you for your time. Heavenly Father, we ask you for your guidance. We ask that you would guide our hearts and our souls. We ask that whoever gets something that belongs to somebody else, put it in their hearts to give it back. For all those who say they're going to practice the Ten Commandments and teach the Ten Commandments and make T-shirts and all that, these things, Father, we ask that you would force their hands to do that. Father, we ask that you would, just guide us and make that we hopefully we're not guilty. We ask that you protect us from our ignorance and from what we know, from what we don't know. By the power of the Spirit we come, and to the prophets before me and after me, thank you. Let me turn that off. That was irritating. Listen, you can hear it. Alright. Some people were saying, damn, oh, you, this, that, and what you doing wrong. And it's always, when a person come to them and say, hey, first of all, that's that word, or that cliche, a closed mouth don't get fed. But as soon as the closed mouth open up, damn if they do and damn if they don't. Because now, not only are they trying to get fed some good news or whatever, or some solutions, but now they're being degraded as a bum or this or that. And so this is the epitome of black history, black culture, black pride, and at the African American way. And the American way. Now I have some booklets I'm going to read, I'm going to get into about domestic violence. Alright. First we need to understand what the word domestic means. So we're going to get into some minor education here because it seems like some people forget how to act. Okay? So now let's get into what is domestic. Let's shoot that. What is the meaning of domestic? Okay. Check this out. Let's look at this big picture here. The relating to the running of a home or to family relations. God, father, mother, child, community, household, domiciliary, national, state, home, local, internal, interior, servant, domestic worker, domestic help. Relating to the running of a home or to family relations. Existing or occurring inside a particular country, not foreign or international. Domestic. Now what happens when you add white, black, green, orange, nigger to this domestic family? This domestic country, state, nation, and privatized and in business. Domestic. Let's see who approves of coveting another man or woman's shit. Let's see who's guilty of coveting another man or woman's house, hustle, money, or whatever. Let's see who's doing that. Even if it's your own mother, father, and or you. If you're guilty, where the shit would. That's all I can say. Alright, family? That's all I can say. Oh, somebody stopped my recording. Let's try this again. Over here. Covet. Start your space. Skip. Mic on. Part 2 to Covet. For some reason it cut off. And I don't even know if my mic is on. It doesn't even show the mic for my Twitter. I share the tweet. Boom. Do it again. Microphone check. Microphone check. Won't say. I think Twitter cut me off. A lot of places have cut us off, folks. Yeah, a lot of places done cut us off. I should have made this off of Panato and I messed up. But I want you Facebook guys to get this first. Then we'll go back to trying Panato and see what we can do with that again. What is that? Oh, I put fruit in here. I forgot. Okay. North American. A product not made abroad. Domestic. So if I'm an Afro-Asiatic born American, then I'm a product not made abroad. Because I'm what? I'm domestic. Alright? So now we got that out the way. Let's go into violence. What is the meaning of violence?
Here's the definition of violence. Behavior involving physical force intended to hurt, damage, or kill someone or something.
See that? Brutality, roughness, ferocity. I am a savage in our music. Intensity. I'm turned up. Severity. I'm emotional. Strength. I'm bigger than you. Force. I got guns. And vehemence. I'm gonna set you up. The unlawful exercise of physical force or intimidation by the exhibition of such force. So, you brutally did this to your family. Roughness to your family, ferocity to your family, savagery to your family, intensity to your family, severity, strength, force, and vehemence to your family. And this is black on black culture, crime, white culture, crime history. In fact, this is the backbone of America. Violence. Domestic. And so there's a form of domestication in this one word. Or this one phrase if you put them together. Domestic violence. Domestic violence. Now we see what domestic violence means. Brutality, roughness, ferocity, savagery, intensity, severity, strength, force, and vehemence. Let me clear this up. Now I'm going to talk about my situation. Let me talk about my situation. Now let's go into what it means for justice or what domestic violence is. What are the three phases of domestic violence? And these three distinct phases which are generally in a violent relationship. Tension. Hold on. Oh, where'd it go? Oh, here it go. Okay, hold on. Who we got? Right here. Now, tension building phase. Alright? Violent building phase. Remorseful honeymoon phase. Now let me tell you how mine went from backwards, remorseful honeymoon phase, to the tension build up, to now as a psychological violent episode phase. We're going to start with the first phase. Remorseful honeymoon phase. Alright, and this is violence. This could be your mother, your father, your brother, your sister, anybody. It could be anybody. Oh, my Twitter cut off again. That's fucked up. Let's see what else I get in here. Let's get my tagged homies in here. Fuck it. 3 phases, man. Let's go live. Got it. Let's see, my shit's unlimited anyway, too. I should be able to make this happen real quick. Yep. Okay, boom. Get that in. Alright, we got that in. We get some more tagged homies in. That time they've been riding with us big time. So we're gonna get them in. This is your kinfolk Jose Omar saying what's up, how y'all doing? Let's get this rolling. Let's get this rolling. I'll tell y'all my situation. For you guys, we had that you would guide our hearts and our souls. We ask that whoever gets something that belongs to somebody else, put it in their hearts to give it back. For all those who say they're going to practice. We still live? Alright, we got that. Okay, we in here. Alright. I just want to make sure that shit. Here we go. Shit's starting to fall over and shit again. Here we go. Alright. I just want to see. Okay. Oh, I got a brand new white quilt, man. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna get another white quilt. I gotta get another white quilt. Enough of that. Now, remorseful honeymoon phase. I'm gonna tell you what happened. And it's always happened. And I noticed in a culture of the domestic violence, mainly with the so-called black female, African American. Alright, we're going to get to the guys too. This might be a long ass video. It just might. Alright, this may be a long ass video, so get your pen and paper. Get ready to take some notes. Cause y'all know most of the time, a lot of the good stuff come towards the middle of the video or at the end. Y'all know this already. After a good 45 minutes of getting stuff together, you know what I'm saying, the spirits are still pouring and still to confirm some stuff. But now, damn, I done smoked one little piece of square already. Shit. So, let me tell you what happens to me. Alright, I'm gonna stand up for this. Stand up for this one. In this remorseful stage, right? My mom starts to talk about how, what's up, Galore? First of all, let me tell you about this. Me and my mom has never got a fuck along, man. Never, since I was a child. I've always been independent. I'm not saying she's a bad or good person. This is not right or wrong. We're not saying bad or good about her. We're just saying domestic violence. Thou shalt not covet another man's hustle or another woman's hustle. Alright? Now, anybody who is 50 years and younger have been raised in the church. Have been raised, heard about the Bible or 10 Commandments. If you notice, hardly nobody practices that shit in your family. They don't. Hardly nobody literally practices that shit in your family because, first of all, in your family you would never hear when you 18, get the fuck out the house. Facts. Jacob had, 13 sons? And they all stayed with him till they died. So there goes that Christian Judaism tactic. Hold up, man. I done left something downstairs. Hold on, kinfolk. Hold on, I'm trying to see you twist something up. This is a long ass video. And so now, because I've always been different as a child, other folks has their own expectations. But nonetheless, these are my gifts, like you have your own gifts. And nobody has the right to tell you when or when not to exercise your God-given gifts. AKA, when you do get to use your gifts, then they tell you have what? Talent. You have to understand where that word talent comes from, because birds have what? Talents. Claws. They grab into you, right? So people think their talent, see what I'm saying? When they grab into your shit. When they grab into your life, when they grab into your divinity, or they grab into your, or lock into your destiny, to your clock of destiny. And so now that they're like, because they didn't swoop down on your shit, and now they're in your, and you're in their talent, because they're telling that you got talent according to their talents. Many clutches. And then you find yourself clutching to what? That's my mommy, that's my daddy, that's my sister, that's my nigga, that's my girlfriend, that's my baby. Then all of a sudden your talent becomes titles. And then those titles become I'm entitlement because what? I expose your talents. Well, hold up, but they my gifts. So now they get remorseful now. You see that? Okay, now it becomes the passive aggressiveness. They come to the honeymoon phase. Oh, I fuck with you, I love you. But meanwhile, they see your gifts and they call it a talent because they're mentally grabbing onto your shit. Alright? So the honeymoon phase is exactly what it just sounds like. Temporarily. And the title that breeds what? Entitlement says, because that's your mother, she can do whatever the fuck she want to you. because that's a so-called black female. She's God. Because that's a black female from Africa, she has the right to mislead or misguide the children. Because the so-called black man came out the darkness of her womb, her uni should be worshipped and okay, but that's her gift. Fuck niggas. That's the gift. That's a woman's gift. He had no time to think about the womb with the black hole of the penis hole that sperm come out of. See, that's how you don't know men. That's how you know a man from the soul. He talks about that womb of the penis hole that spits out that seed, just like the womb of the vagina that takes in that seed. And nobody got that bare minimum of reason or rationality. And so that's a domestic abuse from the rip. How we know? Because now the tension build-up phase, when the remorseful is not useful and the honeymoon is shorter than expected, now the tension builds up. I.e., I said, okay, mother, this is not a business. This is not a personal move. Me and you, as personal as mother and son, don't get along. I don't make a good fuck boy or a good mommy's boy. What's up, Mark? I'm not good at it. I'm not good at being a mommy's boy. I hold no qualms with that. If any of you are good at being a mommy's boy and a daddy's girl, hey, my hat is definitely not off to you. You can forget about that. And I'm not going to tip my hat or bend my shoulders or my knees. Because mommy and daddy fucks up too. In fact, the reason why you fucked up for real as an African or African American is because mommy and daddy didn't research that grandma and them lied to you, got played, and wanted to be like the slave master, which brings into what? After the tension is built up, right? Now we have a violent episode phase. Now, we got so many murders and killing right now, and now we got everybody on TV abusing each other and themselves, and we have the so-called black female and the black male as a group, as a society, abusing themselves domestically. They turn up their own homes, their own families, their own city, their own nation. So that's a cycle of violence in itself. Now, and this is what I experienced with my mother. How I know? Because I said, mother, this is a business thing. I am disabled. I have been retired since I was 35. I'm 52. I'm documented by federal, state, local government across the planet. And because it doesn't look like I'm disabled, it's because I have the willpower from God to get up. And to show the federal government and the tax-paying people that Social Security and people who are injured like myself, there are a lot of us who don't live off Social Security and take Social Security and try to sell drugs with it. That's why they're thinking about cutting off Social Security. That's why they cut it, food stamps into SNAP benefits. Because folks want to use that good money that God has gave us in the storehouse from when times were bad. That a lot of black and white people, mainly black people, because the world is following the black man and the black female and the black male. The whole planet is following you guys. They went to hell with you with the hip hop because everybody's a rapper now. Chinese, Russian, you name it. Everybody wants to be a rapper now. Everybody got lyrics. You got Little Baby with Little Mike J's now and shit. Everybody, so now, when you see the balance of hell and the shit's going down, you're looking at these, what? Violent episodes of domestic violence, domestic abuse towards each other as quote-unquote Americans. Now, my mother, who was a professional woman in the medical field, as I respected her as such, because I took the title off, I respected her as her title of phlebotomist. One of the best in the world, as has been documented. She's one of the best phlebotomists ever in the game. It's been documented. So it would be wise for me to not take anything personal and use the best phlebotomist in the world as an in-home care person for a man who is seriously disabled. That is a no-brainer, ladies and gentlemen. So my decision and wisdom says, since my mother is a world now, at least in the United States renowned phlebotomist, that she could handle business and say, hey, because this is a job and a business, I'm going to treat you as such and not personal. And so that didn't happen. So we're talking about the honeymoon, how I got to her house. With the honeymoon, it was remorseful that, oh yeah, that's my son and I don't want you out in the street. So that's how I got into that predicament. And so through the honeymoon phase, I'm thinking business, professional phlebotomist, and home care / I get to watch my mom because she's getting older and she get to watch me because I'm the man. I'm a better man than what she think that I am. 2 birds murdered, 1 stone. So now the tension build up is now it's no longer business. Now you want to impose your mother wit on a 50-plus-year-old man. Why? See that tension build up? Because I'm a man, you're a woman, first of all. We ain't gonna use no titles. So I've already earned my position in life where I'm going to go. And so anybody coming sideways, and I'm already used to doing my thing this way, we're gonna argue. I'm gonna cuss you out. You probably gonna cuss me out if I get into your lane. So that's what they say, stay in your fucking lane. What's up, chick? That's what they say, stay in your lane, because when you get into somebody else's lane, there's 2 things gonna happen. You're gonna get trucked over. You're gonna feel disappointed or disrespected. 3, a violent episode is gonna happen. Guaranteed. That's why you gotta stay in your lane. So because this business person, I thought was business, didn't stay in their lane. Now, I tell this person as a business move that I don't need you this weekend, for the weekend, because you're not taking this business serious like I am. Now, domestic violence says, now let's get to the domestic violence part of the law. Let's get to that. What is the first stage of spousal abuse? Alright? Bang. Now the spouse can be your mother or father, but it says in the first phase, tension builds up in the relationships. Victims report to their partners become increasingly irritable, frustrated, and unable to cope with everyday stress. That wasn't me. Those that watched that video when the police busted into my room, when y'all know me to be stressed out? When I did all those videos for hours, weeks, and years, have y'all seen me coming stressed out, fuck her and wanting to hurt anybody? Not one time. So, domestic violence, you could be a victim of domestic violence by the person who accuses you of you violating them. Because the police pop in and says, I have a PFA. Now, who is the abuser? Brothers and sisters, I'm using my facts, my truth, what happened to me. We're not talking about my mother or my father or nobody else. We're just saying, this is my experience and I have the right to speak and share to who the fuck I want to. And I'm going to. No matter who give a fuck, like who I can or not, what you say what you want. Fuck you. Because this is my experience, and I know somebody else has an experience, and some of you young brothers and young sisters about to go through that same experience, because people who are domestic violencers, people who are violent against domestic behaviors, they're violent. And being domestic is to love your home, your family, your community, your nation, your country, whether it's national or internationally, because me as an Afro-Asiatic, I am domesticated I am globally domesticated because I see the beauty in all things and all people. So I'm not guilty of tension building for the first stage of spousal abuse. Because your mother or your father could be a form of spouse, or your brother and sister's spouse, even though they call it siblings, parents, blah, blah, blah. But yet there is a congregation of some sort. And it says the abuser may lash out at the victim at this time, but generally stops and becomes apologetic. Now, I told you on that one video, I'm in the shower, ass naked. We're talking about irritation, right? Frustrated, unable to cope with everyday stresses. My water bill. Why are you stressed out over water? What you talking about? What you bothering me for? You making money off of me. What you said? Then come in while I'm ass naked, washing my manhood, push the curtains back, turn my fucking water off, so call me bitches. So is that not irritable, increasingly irritable, frustrated, unable to cope with everyday stress? The abuser may lash out, i.e., turn the water off, call me all types of bitches, and then the victim and lash out at the victim, which meaning she put a PFA on me for no reason, but generally stops and becomes apologetic, which at sometime soon, maybe or maybe not, I will hear apology in the future. How we know? Because Judge Kim Hoots, who read the case on how I was supposed to have tried to run her and my two cousins over with a car that was got my name on it, that she lied and said that I stole. Abuse, man. The same shit, man. So that's why I'm wearing the same pair of drawers for the past 2 weeks. Same socks, everything. After that, I bought all brand new shit. Abused by your own mother, father, sister, brother, that they will not give you your shit. And then talk about I'm a Hebrew Israelite, or I'm a Muslim, or I'm a this, or I'm that, or I'm a Christian, or I'm a bad bitch, respectful black woman. Well, give a nigga his shit. Give a nigga her shit. And if you gave it to him, you said they could have it, give it to him. You bitch ass niggas. You some fuck niggas, man. And God hates you, man. And I hate what God hate, man. God hate the fuck out of you, man. Motherfuckers work hard for their shit, believing that you care, and you just take they shit. You already broke their heart. You've already tried to put them in jail. You've already did some fucked up shit because you insecure, and yet after they say, you know what, you got it, and they walk away, and they got fresh crib, fresh idea, fresh friends, and they say, just give me my shit and go, and you want to call the police some more again. You's a piece of shit. I don't give a fuck if you're your mother or father or sister, brother, uncle, cousin, grandma, church, imam. You's a piece of shit, man. It's a piece of shit. You know how many times I had to start over, man? From nothing. And I keep hearing these dumb ass niggas, oh, you need to get on your feet. You need to forget about it. You need to shut the fuck up. And we still give motherfuckers, and even if we don't have, we still be there if you don't. You know what I mean? Even you, brothers and sisters, or anybody else, I'd still come back and get there. But this cycle of violence, because that's a black, so-called black African mother or father, or that's what makes it even worse. Because the black female, aka mother, is not reflecting true motherhood. And the so-called black male who's saying that he's the man and the epitome of all things, he's an expression true manhood. Why? Because the woman and the male would not covet another man's shit. They would not covet another man's money, hustle, nothing. Why? Because he knows God has given him his own portion. And when you even when you show them that you enjoy their portion, and you always covet your portion, and you ain't even pour out some of your portion and watch their portion overflow. And then when they offer you some of their portion, you say, no, I'll give it to somebody else's portion is low. Some bullshit, man. I'm straight up heated. No matter what I do, this motherfucker always seems to want to call the white dog catcher, man. Why do the so-called black woman always call the fucking police when she has no control over a man or a male? How come you just can't give him his shit and let him go? You always gotta wanna hurt a motherfucker, man, as if the police, other niggas from all across the planet, the devil, demons, everything is against us, and you, so-called black woman, find somewhere in this cycle of violence to want to keep a man shit. Especially if he don't sell drugs, pimp, none of that shit. But because he don't follow what the fuck you say, don't do what you say, don't dress how you want to dress, don't live and do exactly what you want him to do. Oh, white daddy, I'm scared. He's raising his voice. We're supposed to raise our voice. You ever heard no motherfucking lion or grizzly bear say, "Arr"? You ever hear no pit bull go, "Boop, boop, boop, boop"? You don't see no shark jump out the water and go, I can't believe this shit, man. This is supposed to be my motherfucking, what y'all call the black woman is God. God is the perfect thing on the whole planet. The black mother. Y'all some dumbass niggas, man. Y'all some pussy ass niggas. How about this? I mean it from the bottom of my soul. For all you motherfuckers that saying the black woman is God and goddesses and da-da-da. Well, how about you call my raise and tell her, give me my shit so I can move on, man, without calling the white daddy. Without calling the motherfucking police all the motherfucking time. For nothing. I got over 1 million stepmothers that love me and I love them. Who get grandbabies and grandbabies who got grandbabies who fucks with me. But this one nigga bitch that they get away with this, that's your mother shit, is the only one that keeps. And it's for some reason y'all listen to this dumbass nigga bitch, and fucking this is hold my life up and I feel it. I pray that somebody remove these bitch ass whole niggas out my fucking life, man. They're just with that mommy's always correct fuck shit. Y'all some police calling ass motherfuckers, man. Y'all worse than the white chick, man. Remember back in the day, anybody would know. Niggas that used to date them white girls went to jail like this. But as soon as the white girl came to the club and came to babysit with the black woman, now she didn't alert what the white girl done did. A good black girl, all you gotta do is call the police and tell them you scared. And they'll come get the nigga out the house and it'll just be me and you. And you can teach me how to twerk. Yeah, the white girl that told the black woman how to get your motherfucking man out the house. How to be a dog ass bitch now. How we know? Amber Rose and about 15 other so-called pale skinned women saw this thing called, or these books on how to be a bad bitch. And lo and behold, 2 black females came behind them. They started writing how to be a bad bitch. Then Amber Rose came in with the hip hop, where her pale skinned black nigga shit talking about how to be a bad bitch. And then fuck with Wiz Khalifa, which is big as Wiz Khalifa. Tailor made. See how it is? Bad bitch. Tailor made. Yeah, the black woman has been tailor made to become a bad bitch and do what? Put her man in jail. By doing what? Put him in what? A cage. Why? Because she's a bitch and she can't run the doghouse. And that's why so many good men is in what? Behind cages. That's what a bitch do, man. Look up the word pickaninny. Straight up, man. Look at the word pickaninny. You think I'm lying? Look at the word partus interis servitarius, where the black woman gets 3/5 of the inheritance of the black boy. That's where you get 3/5 of the man from. That's the whole fucking system right there. Black woman, only way you can get schooling and be on top of your black man is you got to tell on him everything he do. If you cannot control your black man or your black nigga boys, call us. All you gotta do is say you scared and we'll come get them. And they figured that shit out. Keep it 1,000. Scary ass niggas. Worry about some pussy and well she ain't gonna like it because that's the black woman, she's the goddess, and because we can't have babies without her. If you look at these crazy ass children, you might not want to have no more. I think this is where Marcus Heigert was right. Get rid of them black motherfuckers. Domestic violence. Tag, you'll see the video up on YouTube. I'll put it up there. Let's get into the next one. That's phase 1, right? Tension building. Where's it at? Okay. What is phase 2? What are 3 effects of abuse? Let's get this shit. Mental health disorders such as anxiety, attachment, post-traumatic stress and depression disorders, self-harm and suicidal thoughts, learning disorders. I mean, I'm saying there's learning disorders. Can't communicate. Can't communicate. How we know we can't communicate? Because anytime you call yourself black, which means can't reflect no light but absorb shit, is self-harming. We're suicidal when you attack your own fucking children, including poor language and cognitive development. When a motherfucker get mad at you and say, oh, you talk too literally. Literal? You're supposed to talk literal. A bitch is a dog. You keep saying you a bad bitch, and now you mad because I'm treating you like you have a mental health disorder, such as anxiety. But since I'm not acting like you flip the shit on me, and now I'm the abuser now. Y'all see the shit? It's right here. And you know what the post-traumatic stress is? You look just like your father. You remind me of the men that beat me. You remind me of my ex-wife. You remind me of the girl that stole my children. You remind me of the nigga that robbed me. You remind me of the police that killed my uncle. You remind learning disorders again. Developmental delay. Eating disorders. You're getting fat. Physical ailments. Heart disease. Cancer. AIDS. Coronavirus. What else? Come on, man. Come on. This is not rocket science, man. I don't know if I can get y'all in this real quick. I want to try to get y'all in there. Let me see if I can get y'all in there, man. Oh, I might. Let me see. The communication is a little messed up from now, folks, but we'll get it back. All right, there we go. Get y'all in there. Let y'all see it. Where we at? Effects of child abuse. Let's see you niggas who's doing what? 4 stages of intimate partner violence. Whether it's your what? Mother, father, your brother, your son, child. Or you abusing your child? Let's see. Domestic violence stages considered 3 cycles of abuse. They are being ongoing and something that's how to stop abusive behaviors. There are 4 stages cycle of domestic: tension, incident, reconciliation, and calm. I.e., false reports of domestic abuse. That is a calm form of being abusive to people. When you go out there and put a PFA on a motherfucker because you can't win an argument. Because your child is telling you that you taking all the fucking rent money. That's bad. Because your child tell you that you're a fucked up ass mother or father. You know what I mean? And it's the truth. Because your child tell you that you wasn't the best. You did your best, but you would still be far below the expectation of being what? A mother or a father. They don't want to hear that. Understanding the different stages of domestic violence of the law. Does domestic abuse cause, what she, but you notice, what does abuse do to a woman? You don't say anything about a man. Alright? So, now we got that part. Alright? So now we understand the traumatic. Self-harming, suicidal, poor language, cognitive, boom, right? So, in this cycle of violence, right, there is some exchanges. Let's see if we can find some exchanges. Emotional. Oh, let's go to 5 cycles. What's that? Enmeshment, extreme overprotection, overindulgence, meaning getting money, complete neglect, rage, rejection, abandonment. How many of y'all feel abandonment sometimes? You know? Because I felt abandonment now because I can't get my shit. That's abuse. You know what I mean? Overindulgence and shopping. That's abuse. Overprotection of shit, right? That don't mean nothing. Extreme overprotection of your materialisms. Enmeshment, meaning you want to enmesh your life with other people's life, and if you don't, you become what? Emotional abusive. Okay, let's get out of that. Let's go to scripture. All right, let's get into scripture. Let's get into the scripture. Bang. Thou shalt not covet anything that belongs. Let's get to Wikipedia. Let's get to Wikipedia. Oh yeah, Wikipedia. Come on, Wikipedia. Let's get it. Alright, Wikipedia? I guess not. Wikipedia says, okay, hold up. Wikipedia. Okay, I guess he ain't fuck with me today. I guess not. Alright, we'll find another source. Alright, thou shalt not cover Wikipedia. Thou shalt not bear false witness. Thou shalt not covet neighbor's goods. Alright, here, let's get this. Here we go. Thou shalt not cover. This commandment refers to desire to the point of seeking to take something that belongs to another individual. It is not to want what isn't yours. People steal because they covet something that doesn't belong to them. Covet leads to committing one of the aforementioned 4 acts: murder, adultery, theft, and lying. So, to covet leads to 4 acts. Murder. Many times my so-called mother kept threatening me and even wished that I was dead. She told me 4 times. I've come all the way from California to support her and her dead brother, support her and her mom, and blah, 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 blah. Everybody else wrecked her cars, owed her money, and that, except for me, but wish I was dead. Domestic violence. Somebody else's gift. So it starts with murder, coveting. Adultery, when you are placing. I believe that shopping is a form of having as your God. The trinkets, the name brands is your God. To like something is one thing, but because the icon, you identify with the icon, that is your God, and that is a form of adultery. You're in love with something else. You're married to something else, so it's an adultery. It's adulterous, and so you would never be fair to. You're not loyal to God. You'll never be loyal to your wife or anything else. Covet leads to something committing one of the aforementioned 4 acts. Theft, stealing somebody's joy, when somebody's working so hard to build their character up, and you're stealing from their ability to dress well in front of their new friends. You're stealing from the ability to relax and have a calm conversation with new business people or potential people that you're going to meet. When you covet somebody else's shit, you create a whole lot of fucking problems for people and others around you, and you're in God's way, literally. When you want to covet somebody else's shit, i.e., I want to be like Mike Jordan. I think I said that in one of the early videos. Anytime you want to be like somebody else, you're coveting somebody else's shit. Anytime you wake up, say I'm gonna get to that bag, you're coveting somebody else's shit. Let's get on with this. Hold on, take a 1-minute break. I want y'all to look at that. Let me put another one up though. And lying. What my mother did, she called the people, called the police, my aunt, one of my cousins, and maybe 3 or 4 other people, and literally motherfucking family. And all of them believe that. So through that lie, that led to committing either murder, adultery, theft, and more lies. Check that out. Be back in 1 minute or less. 1 minute or less. Folks, water break. I'm back. You know what came to my spirit that told me to tell you? Tell them about deprivation of culture. Cultural deprivation. That's how we know all of you are traumatized, illiterate, ignorant, and the whole 9. That's why we understand why domestic abuse is the new money. They have a domestic abuse division where they've programmed the white and the black nigger to love each other's domestic abuse. And at any time that somebody whose domestic abuse is getting stronger than the other, just call us, 911. Take a video, take a picture. If you anybody causing any violence or domestic abuse, call us 911, call us collect, call us anonymous, and we will come pick the cocksucker up. Not knowing that you that cocksucker one day. Believe it or not. But it only works more or less for the so-called black or white female. Alright? If you're a white or black man, you can forget about it. It'll work on each other. It'll definitely work with the white male and the black male, but the black male get the worst of that part. If the white female and the black female tell on the white male and the black male, the white and the black male is fucked. If the white female tell on the black, white, and the black, y'all all fucked. There's a pecking order of domestic violence fuckery. Remember who told you. There is a pecking order of domestic violence fuckery. I'm going to tell you again. The pale-skinned female is the goddess of domestic violence. Okay? She's the goddess. All she has to say is, I'm scared. And everything is fucked. I'm telling you what I know. So if any of y'all got a pale-skinned girlfriend, or a pale-skinned boyfriend, all he has to say is, I'm scared, and your ass is going to jail. Flat out. Just that one word. 2 words. I'm scared. And PFAs in jail. The whole career is over. I've been going through it for 11 years since I've been back here from Pittsburgh, man. I mean, from California. My mother 5 times. 3 chicks, man. I'm like, you niggas have called me here from California. I don't even know none of y'all like that. I don't even think like you niggas. Niggas do, eat, fuck, none of that like y'all do. I don't do nothing like y'all do. I'm an alien here. How am I? It's some real shit, man. Real shit. So let's go ahead and get with it. I'm getting hot. Put my fan on. No wonder I'm getting delirious. Hot the motherfucker in here. Let's put my fan on. Hold on, y'all. Woo! We're going through some shit. Tag. Who's up there? What's up, Ty? I ain't got my glasses on. What's up, Jay? And Glee School. What's up? Happy Hustle, fam. Hold up. This might be a long ass motherfucking video, man. Hold up. Ooh, I know this is TV hot too. Shit. It got hot for a minute. Hold on. I know that they're getting revved up. That's what's happening. Let me put this fan on. Put this fan on. Put this fan on. All right. Here we go. All right, where's my curse for that? Okay, now 10th commandment. Now it says, "Thou shalt not covet other person's goods." So, how many of you so-called Christian black women? Let me put y'all back on the. I'm about to fall down behind the bed. All right, here we get y'all back in there. Cause we got to find this shit out, man. Cause everybody talking about they Christian and they love Jesus and I'm blessed and highly favored. Y'all heard that shit before? The black woman is God. The black man is God. But for some reason you keep hustling or coveting rather another man's woman, property, and his hustle. And then call the police. That's what's going on here. That's what we want to understand here. There you go. Put some light on this scene. There you go. Put a little light on something. So we want to find out. Let me get my shit together up here. Get shit together here. Boom. Boom, boom, boom. Alright, here we go. Alright, let's see. If y'all can bear with me, I don't have the setup like I used to where I can boom, even though it wasn't that great in the first place, but so now here we go. What does covet somebody's property mean? Oh, check this out. To desire wrongfully inordinately or without due regard for the rights of others. What is God saying to the black female and the black male who takes people's shit? Huh? If you a baller, if you a woman, if you a man, and you got to hold on to some nigga's shit or somebody's shit because of an emotion, because oh well he did this or she did that, I'm gonna keep his shit. For real? He's a fucking piece of work, man. You want to get your ass kicked, or you want a motherfucker to go to jail. You want drama. You want trauma. Why? Because that is the black African American and the white African American culture. Male and female culture. That is your culture. The black and the white American enjoys the definition of coveting somebody else's shit. Then they come over here and steal out shit here in America. And don't the nigga steal the same shit from his fellow American brother and sister? And don't the mother steal the same shit from her children? They stole some shit from his nigga to pay child support. It's a dog, bitch, eat dog, bitch world. Literally. Motherfucker, literally. Fucking literally. But I'm the retard. I'm the one. And right, straight up, and I'm not gonna hold y'all, man. Oh shit. All that shit that's up my radar, I just shit that was. I just sacrificed a lot of shit to get to buy these clothes and to get these wires and get these podcast things together, and I invested a lot of time and energy and a little bit of money that I really didn't have to get this information out to you guys. And for me not to be able to go to say, hey, just give me what is mine and walk away without this person, without this person saying, well, the judge said this, this, and that. I wasn't there and I didn't do shit to you. You know what I mean? Like, how come folks can't just give you your shit? And then talk about, I'm going to make the 10 Commandments and sell them and or put them in people's houses for free. That's some bullshit. That's some bullshit, man. Let's see what it has something else. What is the meaning of thou shalt not covet? What is the meaning? For example, we faithfully abstain from covetousness. We will not fall into the traps of adultery or theft, for we will be free of unrighteousness desires that precede those sins. Alright? What does it mean to covet someone's property? Let's search for that. Desire wrongfully, we did that, we got that. Okay, what else? Let's find some examples. Let's try covet meaning in the Bible. We already know. Lust and strong desire. Mama, what's your strong desire that you want to keep my shit? That you so feel as though that you have to lie, false accusations, bearing false witness. So-called black woman, if you're a goddess and you're so wonderful and you're the epitome of psyche and wisdom and everything that is awesome on the planet, then what is your lust and your strong desire? Because if you have a strong desire, you can never be. What's the meaning of sobriety?
Here's the definition of sobriety. The state of being sober.
So that means you're not sober, mommy. Sobriety. The state of being sober. The price of being, no, let's say this. The quality of being staid or solemn. Abstinent. Soberness. Serious. Solemnity. Thoughtfulness. Gravity. What else? Dignity. Steadiness. Common sense. Pragmatism. Practically. Self-control. Self-restraint. Conservation. Strictness. And Puritanism. Sobriety. So even if you don't use drugs, mommy, daddy, uncle, whoever the fuck you is, if you're not sober in spirit, heart, mind, finances, business, and blah blah blah, then you must be covetousness, marked of inner desire for wealth or possession of another's possession. You can't be a covetous person and say that you're, hold on, let's minimize this. Let's put these side by side. See who's the fuck nigga, man. Let's side by side. Let's see who's psychotic in the domestic abuse. Since I got a fucking PFA for no fucking reason. And so I want to know who is being abused. Because I'm tired of people looking at me, or I think something's out there. You know, you just get that feeling like somebody like spit venom on your shit and they believe that fuck shit because that's what that mom said and mom's always shut the fuck up. A lot of people's mothers weren't even fucking near. And y'all still listen to that shit. Just like a lot of people's dads weren't even near and listen to that shit. And a lot of people's children wasn't near. So then you might not want to hear that shit from them about their parents. Like, some motherfuckers wasn't even around and they still talk shit as if they was. And man, I'm gonna give you some real shit. I just come through for a minute. I'm not gonna go into any names, because this is still the situation is still sensitive. You know, I got a very good person that was like a father to me, and the motherfuckers that I've seen, you know, I ain't never seen them around him, man. Very hardly, unless there was a party or some shit or a holiday. That's one thing, but like every day, make sure he cool. Like, what's up? Nah, man, that's some bullshit. Let me stick on the topic. So, to be covetousness, because it says, thou shalt not covet another man's property or hustle. So, in order for you to be sober, right, or sobriety, to practice sobriety, you must be what? Abstinence from what? Desire of wealth of possession of another. You must be what? Serious about not doing it. You must be solemnity about an activity in it. You must be thoughtful of others while activated in this, what? Not being this. You must be your gravity must pull people in spiritually. Your gravity must pull people in psychologically, emotionally. To not to what? Possess another nigga's shit. Your dignity should not want you to lie and say, yeah, this motherfucker abused me, or this is and that, and this is why I should keep his shit, or I should break her windows, or I should call his or her PO, or you know what I mean? You covetous ass, freaking nature ass motherfucker. That's why we don't like black history and black culture, because this is the truth of it. And nobody wants to talk about it. You know why? Because it is a culture shock to the soul and to the psyche. Nobody wants to admit that for all these years they put their heart and soul into a nothing. All this time they've been calling everybody else nothing, but they themselves didn't know that they are the nothings themselves. Nobody wants to admit that. Ain't got a whole bunch of money and a bunch of fine booty girls or a bunch of fine big chest men. Nobody wants to admit that. Nobody wants to admit that for real. Especially no quote unquote black successful person. Especially that, man. And y'all say it ain't my words. This is by definition. Y'all put your own shit to this shit, not me. I'm just giving it to you this experience. Y'all just give it to me and what the fuck I just experienced. Because I'm like, I don't owe a nigga shit. Everybody grow around me. Everybody, when I come to the table, everybody gonna eat something. Everybody gonna take something from the table that's good when old come to the table, man. It's always been like that. But I'm the abuser because I come with the good. Cause we not I personally, but we come with the good shit. We come with the fruits from the tree of life. But we are the see what I'm saying? When you are that which is supposed to be good, you are the abuser. That's what we're saying here right now, family. That's what we're saying here. If you become Christ-like in every form of the word and dignity of the action, you are a abuser, because the world loves anger and violence. The world loves to covet. That's why we have what? Dancing with the Stars. That's why we get people named after planets and cars. Somebody just named their daughter Queen, or somebody just named their son King. Why? Because that's a form of craving for possession. Having a craving for possession, covetous of power. Look at his boss's new car with covetous eyes. Yeah. Who's the abuser now? Wody? Who is who's the domestic abuser now? The guy that wants that gold chain, you're a domestic abuser. Who's the abuser now? All them black girls in the wig shop buying new eyelashes and long fingernails. Yeah, you are the domestic abusers. Oh, they didn't tell you, huh? You guilty as charged. God don't fuck with you. The Most High don't fuck with you. You ain't know? You're a covetous. You covet another person's hustle. Every time you go buy weave to look like something that you saw on TV, you just told God, the planet, and my aunt and Metronetter, fuck you. Then the man said, fuck himself, God, and everything else, and told the woman, yeah, you a fucking goddess, yeah, you do the fuck you want to. Because I ain't got no type. Hey, that's what y'all said. I'm watching on TV every day. I try to go get my clothes, pay for my last little bit of money. And I can feel this black woman, this so-called black woman, aka mother, by title, was looking for the itching to want to put me in jail, take away from the shit I just got back on, to getting back on my feet, which is my own little area where I don't have to fuck with her and nobody else over there. Because we moved on without incident, and because we didn't crumble and go get on drugs and become alcoholics and then going out fighting and doing all this crazy shit, we stayed God body, meaning God empowered, not God himself, but the energy. We stayed positive. We stayed making videos with you guys and keeping it 1,000 hours with you, keeping it funky, till we was able to get blessed. Thank you, family. Thank you, Tag. All of you, thank you, man. See, because I listen to y'all too. I know when y'all family's around. I know when y'all grandmoms is around and stuff like that. Like I told my bro, man, I was like, yesterday morning, we're talking about covet. We're talking about covetousness. I could covet with the fact that this elder lady wasn't, quote unquote, an Afro-Asiatic. I could have coveted hate and ignorance. I could have covered that. But I seen a woman, an older woman. That's what I saw. I saw somebody's mother. I saw my mother or my grandmother. In fact, she became my grandmother or my mother that moment. When I walked up the hill, and I asked her, was she alright? And took a deep breath through her nostrils. When she did, she was able to realize that she was about to fall down the fall. And that now she had gained consciousness to hold up. There's a fence right here, and she held on to it. And took some breaths through her nostrils. Why? Because the Most High blew what? Breath of life through our nostrils. Not your fucking nasty ass mouth. You dirty mouth motherfuckers. You brood of vipers. Motherfuckers want miracles. That's why the first Messiah said, the other Messiah said, you motherfuckers, also all you want is miracles. Why? So you can covet. Yeah, so you can go, yeah, I was with this such and he did a miracle for us. That's why we're special. Fuck out of here. You ain't getting no miracles, nigga. No, so don't even be looking for none. Where you'll come up with the sky. That's why he said, if you think you come from the sky, it ain't gonna be there, nigga. Dummy. As he said, you ain't gonna have to look up for the sky for it to come down to you. You don't have to ask a man to tell you it. You don't have to ask a bird, nothing. I'm gonna put that shit right in your motherfucking face, nigga. I'm gonna put it right in your own language. I'm gonna put it in your own heart. I'm gonna put it right there in you, and you won't even see me. Sad. Motherfuckers looking for the shit outside of every motherfucking thing when the spirit literally said, I'm going to be in you. And all you gotta do is look within yourself. You wicked ass, black and white, female, male, dog, bitch, animal, happy putting a nigga in cage ass motherfuckers. But a lot of us are not dogs, and a lot of our sisters are not bitches. So a lot of us are actually men and women. And so I want to give a shout out to all the men who's wearing their manhood with dignity. We want to give a shout out to all the women who are wearing their womanhood with dignity. We want to give a shout out to all the Afro, meaning natural, Afro-Asiatics, meaning people from the land of the rising sun, who are melanated by what that sun literally, who is the son of the Most High, literally, who judges all things, literally. We say happy hustle, we love you. Those who can actually go out there and see that shit and feel it and be a part of it by nature, matter. We want to say hello to you, for those who fulfill that, know that, and actually live that. We want to say thank you to all the counselors. We want to say thank you to Facebook, the guys who've been staying on the friends list for so many years and watching the ramp and taking notes of the growth that we all are subject to. The process that we're all subject to. To the real brothers and sisters out there, what did the Spirit say when it came into that one flesh? Alright, before y'all change his name from Jesus, from Hosea to Jesus. Believe it or not, his real name was Hosea, not Jesus. Look at the book of Joshua. Anyway, he said, my mother and my father does the will of my spiritual father. Alright, this is what I'm saying. It's about my earthly mother, my earthly father, my earthly brothers and sisters, and you earthly niggas and niggas. And why I say I'm not black or African American or black or none of that shit, and I don't fuck with it. Why? Because the Most High said he don't fuck with it. So, because y'all just tried to destroy my flesh already, and I'm still here, I'm still the one who destroyed my flesh and my soul. And that's from experience. That's why I learned to do what? Be sober or in sobriety, meaning what? Earnestness, severity, steadiness, practical, but yet strictly about our shit, and always maintaining or having a maintenance of self-control that is practical to application, and some self-restraint, and some an ability or the skill to conserve or use some conservationism in our everyday life. And there's no wrong with a little bit of Puritanism. I always ask the Most High, I've always asked, beginning this trip, one thing when I found out that the earth At the bottom of it is a ball of motherfucking molten lava. Now, if you strip all the water and all the dirt and everything off the planet, you have a ball of molten lava. Now, unless you are literally made of molten lava, you might want to count your motherfucking blessings every time you motherfucking breathe. Because you think the sun is hot and you fall in one of those fiery cracks when the earth splits up and that blood come out. Because the earth's blood is molten lava. I don't know if y'all actually did some research on Mother Earth. Obviously y'all didn't. See, that's like if you cut a woman, she bleeds, the blood is like fire. You cut Mother Earth and see what happened. The Covet volcano was out her pores. So, Mother Earth has some plans for some of you niggas and niggettes around the planet. And I mean niggas and niggettes of all races and cultures and colors. Here, myself, Jose Omar Bay. Actually, Jose Omar Weathers for real. You take the Bay off, but I use the Bay for the respect of my cousin El Coleman Bay. That's why I use the Bay. Out of respect of brother El Coleman Bay from the Hill District, who had his voice silenced by some guys in Chicago. Why? I don't know. Because I upset at one time, yes I was. But that's between them and Allah. He'll take care of that. But back to that covenant thing. Examples of sobriety. Examples of covenantness. So yeah, so you might want to be very humble and very mindful of the earth that you walk on. Because if you're actually seeing black, you're looking at volcanic magma that is pure black. And if you are from the volcanic pure black, then yes, you are a devil or a sulfurine or a Sufrine or type of Sufism type. Not Sufism by the Arabic term, but Sufism, the sulfur worship. I.e. more like throwing your children to the fire. And so back to what I was mentioning is that I asked the Most High that because I experienced seeing the fire and I got burnt on my leg by iron, I pain, the fire of pain, the fire of having a broken heart, the fire of having the crabs, the itchies, and every fire that you can imagine that we call discomforts. I said, you know what? If I have to burn in the lake of fire, only thing I could think of pondering out of all the wisdoms of Solomon and all the wisdoms of every king on the planet that has ever been written about, I sought the words that they never had thought of. Really, family. Every king or every warrior king, warrior priest king, I've read most of the successful ones in the wisdom where they got it from, where they socialized with priests, whatever. I really internalized their conversations and ad-libbed, and I really became, I actually spiritually became these places, people and things. And what I come to find out is none of them ask to be purified now. And then amongst this purification, be protected from their ignorance, because this shit's hot, baby. Straight up, this shit's hot, man. And it's hot to work so hard and to have nothing to show for it when you actually work for it and you have to watch it burn up. And so death is, I guess, become beautiful. To not be able to hold on something other than the Most High is a beautiful thing. And so that's why we make this song called Fly Paper. I'm stuck on you, Most High. I'd rather burn now than to have covetousness and theft and murder snow my heart, and then go into that judgment hall, and I had a choice to burn prior to being judged. It's like if you used to be a criminal, and the judges was telling you, hey, look, we gonna cut you a break, man. You're either gonna spend the rest of your life in prison or in a penitentiary or down an electric chair, or just do the opposite of what you've been doing. That's a no-brainer. So you think, like, when you put your own soul on trial, and you say, do I want to be being purified forever? Nah, I'm cool. And then it's like, do I want to covet another man's hustle forever? While he didn't accomplish this shit, chilling out, looking at me, chase his shit that he's already been? Yeah, if you go to the eternal circle, called the Ouroboros, it's the snake. And snake-ass niggas who just keep doing the same shit over and over and over. Like I said, when I say niggas, we're talking about all races and colors and religions. YouTube, tag bot, algorithm, angels and demons. There is no secrets. There is no hiding with us speaking to the people. We're into these things. This is not a person. We told them about the Exodus. It's coming. It's here. It's in process. Some of you are getting into the tail end of the 40-year voyage before that door closed from getting into the 40 years versus the door closing, coming out the 40 years, being stuck between those two times. That's what I think they would call the purgatory, seat of purgatory, where you had good intentions, but you took too long, nigga. They said, that ship has sailed. Well, guess what, sit here? Yeah, you right. That's all you're going to do, just sit there. And the hardest thing for a person to do is nothing. So much worse, sitting doing nothing for eternity, away from God and judgment, or being in hell, being stabbed in the forehead and the eyes every millionth of a second for eternity, and feeling that pain. They both equally the same. You're not with the Most High. Any moment without the Most High is torture, brothers and sisters. I just want to share that with you. If you do not practice sobriety, those who are watching this video from this day forth, you fucked. You cannot unring your bell. You cannot unlearn what you heard. Only thing you do is either practice it or not. And now you know. And you know it can be done. Nothing exposed to the human consciousness or the universal consciousness without it being able to be done by all those that are conscious. It's just what it is. What we got here? Let's find some more. What type of word is sobriety? Let's see where that word come from. Shit. Uh-oh. Let's check this out. Who like to party? Huh? Let's find out who's a drug addict for real. Let's find out who's the junkies. Who found out who's the junkies? The etymology and the origin meaning of sobriety. Check this out, family. Sobriety. Hold on. So, hold on. Moderation. Hold on. Let's see. Let's get this in here. Oh, moderation. Who's like excessive in dating girls or women? Who's excessive on buying marijuana? Who's excessive on buying cars and shoes? That's not sober. That is an addictive behavior or a covet You're trying to what? Be something that you're not. You're overindulging. Yes, it means to overindulge. I think I found that somewhere. I'm not sure I've seen indulging somewhere. Let me see. Moderation. Let's find out that indulging thing. I'm quite sure I've seen that somewhere. Moderation. Sober. Stay sober. Meaning steadiness, gravity. Look, abstaining from strong drink, also calm, quiet, not overcome by emotion, decent, not drunk, temperate, moderate, sensible, not drunk at the moment, apparently soundness, not giddy, soberness, sober size, serious-minded person. Now here's the ebriety, the state of a habit of being intoxicated. Drunk on love, right? You're intoxicated on love. What Beyonce say, the queen bee? Or she's the queen bee as in running all the little bees? Or is she the queen bitch? Meaning running all the dogs. My milkshake bring all the dogs to the yard. That's right. I'm better than yours. You're damn right. It's better than yours. My milkshake bring all the dogs to the yard. That's right. So y'all see this intoxication, right? The root hagwa, to drink. The opposite of sobriety. Ebriosity. What are you drunk on? What are you intoxicated on? All black. Y'all said this shit, not me. I'm just curious what y'all talking about. So what is covetousness? Look at his boss' new car, covetousness. Be intoxicated on what? The look of your boss's new car. Be intoxicated on what? Look of what no, on the perception of what somebody said about another person, called gossip. Or bearing false witness. The craving for possession. How can you not look or pay attention to or give an ear to if you didn't know what that possession was for you to what? Crave, let alone have a craving for possession. Or look. What's that jam? Money, power, respect. That money, that power, respect. What is domestic abuse? Extreme overprotection and overriding, complete neglect, rage, rejection, abandonment for what? Money and power. Well, y'all read that. And if you can't read, can you get somebody to read it for you? If you cannot read and comprehend, can you please get somebody to read it for you? Don't feel embarrassed. Don't feel embarrassed. Please do not feel embarrassed. What's up, Jazzy? You know? I hope you're right, Karen. You know, let me tell you what I really need for real. I ain't gonna front. I need a hustle and cuddle buddy, man. Straight up, who love God, who love the Most High. Yeah, she got her own personal relationship with the Most High, and she just wanna hustle and cuddle after she hustle. She put our profits together, say, what's up? You want to pitch in on this truck? You want to pitch in on this business? You want to pitch in on this? Yeah, if I pitch in on my hustle, yeah, boom, boom, boom. Yeah, that's my blessing. I can do whatever the fuck I want by myself, but the word man, a woman is not a woman without the word man. And so I'm not complete without the woman in it. You know, and that's, I'm at that age where the word woman and the word man has to be manifested, or you're die dishonor. Because the goal for man and a woman is become one, and to create one like them. So it's like one, one, one. It's not one, one. Then a number two, you have them all bent over backwards like a crooked S, which is our children are what? Crooked now. They're not up and down like dad. They're not up and down like mom. They're crooked like the number two or a snake. And I think that's why the word 12 or 112 is so important. Which just came to my spirit. I ain't know this shit. It makes sense. I'm gonna research it. But as I get a picture, I ain't lying. I'm getting a picture. Man, he stands straight up and down. Woman, she stands straight up and down. But when they started abusing the word and every word of the sense and themselves, the baby came out what? Crooked. He came out bent. And now he's moving what? To west. So that kind of makes sense. It kind of makes sense. Look at it. Look at 112. 1, man, woman. It should have been another one because it could have been a boy or a girl. Or it could have been two ones, a boy and a girl. So that's why you would have 1 plus 1 is 2 ones is really 1 because that came from one man and one woman. So that 111 is infinite. But somehow somebody curved that child or that boy and girl to a 2 like an S. They call it S. That's, I'm not saying it's new. I'm not saying it's old. I heard that somewhere. I seen that somewhere. I don't know why it came up to me just now. So, I guess I'll figure it out later on. Damn, I forgot the hell I was talking about. You see, and that's how the Spirit drives us. It takes us to so many avenues for you to think about. But nonetheless, the purpose of this is the complete neglect, rage, and the rejection and the abandonment to do what? To be having a craving for possession, covetousness of power, and desire for the wealth of possession for another nigga shit and don't want to give it back. You got 2 cars, an apartment, money in the bank, job, and you want to hold on to a motherfucker shit who just want to just move on with their motherfucking life. You want to put them in jail. So that's your power struggle. Because you got a new boyfriend or a new friend or man, you crave the possessions. Why? Because if you give them to your new boyfriend or your new man or your new girlfriend, you'll feel you'll have more of a possession of that emotion for them, or you think they'll possess you even better if you give them some shit that belongs to you. You dirty bitch. And you dirty bitch ass nigga. Then, if the car is in your name, or the house is in your name, or the deed's in your name, then they'll go through some other bullshit, some inordinate desire for wealth, and kind of fuck you out of the contract. Or they'll just let the car or a house just be abandoned out of spite. Why? Because marked by the inordinate desire for wealth, or possessions, or for another's possessions. You wicked motherfucker, you. But you're a good parent. You're a good daddy and mother. I've taken care of you all your life. I put you in the best schools, and I did this, and I did that, and I did that. Just to do all that, Then at the end of the race, you fumbled a motherfucking rock. We about to win the game, and now you done fumbled, you done fucked up the rock. You done took the strings out, you done flattened the ball, you done popped the air bubbles out and shit. You done let the dog eat up the playbook. God damn it. You done left the water bucket out in the rain. You know, and I get acid all in the shit. The white towels used to be white, now they orange. The coach all fat. Bleachers is rusty. Football field ain't got no numbers. The only numbers the football field got is its address. They say right to the 50 to 60. You didn't know, nigga, that's the address. 50, 60 motherfucking yard lane, bitch. That ain't the football field, that's the address. 560 yard lane, motherfucker. Yeah, touchdown Avenue. They said, I thought this was the real game. No, it used to be a game, but we lost that. We fucked it up, man. Yeah, we were too busy having an inordinate desire for someone else's wealth. So we fucked the game. We dropped the ball. Damn, mommy, you dropped the ball. Daddy, you dropped the ball. Brothers and sisters, you dropped the ball. God damn. And how I know on some other shit? Try again. How I know on some other shit, man? Am I still recording? Cause something like it stopped. Let me see. Hold up. I might not be recording. I think somebody done jacked me off the thing. I think they kicked me off, y'all. Let me see. Oh, no, we're still going. Okay. Well, something wrong with my shit here. Hold on. Oh, that ain't cool. Someone here say I'm still alive. Someone here say I'm still alive. Is we good? Can somebody see something? Can I get a something? Alright, let's see. Oh, they cut the visual off. Oh, wow. I don't know what they did. Well, I ain't gonna fuck with it. So now, you understand every time you watch a Tyler Perry or anything on TV, you've made a order desire for wealth or possession, and that is the covetousness. Alright? And we're going to find out what God likes or dislikes about in the Bible. Because everybody want to do a Bible thumping on niggas and shit. Right? They want to beat you in the head with the Bible. So let's return the favor. Alright, so we got domestic violence. Right? What is violence? Domestic violence. Oh, let's make sure we stay on. Let's stay on that. Oh, let's talk about property damage in domestic violence context. I say about the Department of Justice. Oh, that's what they say. Oh, no, you know what? No. The purpose of a protective order. This is... Hold up. Where's it at? Where's it at? This is a Maryland, so we just want to find out. What is that? Let's find out what that is. Okay, come on. Protective orders. What is that? What is domestic violence? Got that? What is protective? A court order that says one person must refrain from doing certain acts against another person. A verbal restraining order to stay away order. Can I get a protective order? Blah blah blah. Or married, divorced, or currently separated. Is related by marriage, blood, adoption. This includes step parents. Okay, stepchildren if they have lived with you for at least 90 days in the past year. Okay, have lived in sexual relationships or plans of a child together. Alright. A peace order is another way the court can protect you in a relationship that does not qualify for protective orders is eligible for peace order. Those lists include neighbors, strangers, someone whom you may have non-sexual dating relations. What is an abusive act? Okay, now you see this. I never touched my mother. I didn't assault her verbally or in any type of way. Right? An act that places a person in fear or imminent serious bodily harm I'm disabled, right? I'm in her crib. You know, I'm having a wonderful life. Everything is good. I'm buying computer stuff and stuff like that. I got my own thing, got my own bread. So I have no, and that's my mother. So why would I want to what? Place harm or fear or intimate serious bodily to my mother? Who the fuck do that? The Most High is not fucking with nobody like that. Like I said, I got over 50 stepmothers on this planet who love me to death, and I love them to death. And I come stay at their crib right now if I want to. I can lay at the foot of their bed out if I want to. The grandbabies and the babies are safe around me. What the fuck I look like wanting to what? Put fear of imminent serious body on anybody, less alone my motherfucking mother. But God, you know, I'm pissed off. I gotta let y'all know this, man. Cause I know this is fucking up my future somehow, man. So somebody need to see this shit. Somebody need to understand this. What the fuck these mothers, so-called mothers, are doing. They're not mothers. They're devils. And act that causes seriously bodily harm. What the fuck would you put my hands on my mother for? Who the fuck do that? Who do that deserve to die? Especially with me. I'm out here teaching. I need to die if I do some dumbass shit like that. Rape? Sexual offense? She's the one that came in the shower while I'm washing myself up. Call me bitches and shit like that. So that's a sexual offense on me. And it wasn't an attempted rape, but it was a sexual offense. Why? Because I'm naked while my back hurt. And then she came in and stalked me by putting false what? Papers on me and what? Now she's trying to what? Force imprison me. So I right there, a couple was three what she's doing to me, and y'all letting her get away with it. White daddy, white mommy, black daddy, black mommy, black goddess, black god man, you black motherfuckers with your black culture and all that. Now what? Y'all support this fuck shit under the black woman's god. Under the black woman needs to be respected. Then how then if she's guilty of this right here? Huh? How if she's guilty of this, what is her punishment? Nigga? Nigga? Federal government? Father Yah? Starting with me, Hosea Omar Weathers. What would y'all do to me today if I did any of those? To any fucking body on this planet, what would the fuck y'all do to me? What they do when they do that to me? Because as soon as I say something, I'm a weak nigga. I ain't this, I ain't that, God ain't with me. You need to just take it up the ass because you the man of God. Fuck you, bitch. I want for everybody what they want from me. You insult me, you did this to me, and you try to force imprison me. Now you get all my clothes, I can't go nowhere. I got the same fucking drawers on, everything. I'm a money almost to nothing. I'm in debt when I didn't have to be, and you get away with this shit. You got all my fucking tools. Same thing with my aunt. Got my fucking tools. Owe me my fucking money. And what's crazy, you smack these motherfuckers upside their head, you go to jail or die, and they get to do it to 10 more men. Fuck you niggas, man. Because I watch it. I'm in jail watching the same niggas come back to back for the same bitch. Whether he's 15 or 50. Why you back? Man, she said she loved me and I tried to do this and then so this did happen and she put me back in jail. Oh, well, she just appeared for me and I didn't know it. Oh, well, she waited till I spent all my whole check, kicked me out, brought some other nigga in the house. And you niggas do it too, man. To the two good sisters too, man. Like, you black motherfuckers is sick. And then when motherfuckers tell you traumatized and prove it to you, now you want to go into the Bible, the Quran, how you this religion and how you was raised this way. I'm literally around different cultures and I'm watching them. And then I'm watching them build communities from scratch. And then I had to dig into their history of slavery, like the Ukraine of I think 100 years ago. They literally got just starved. That's why they don't fuck with certain people. Certain cultures don't fuck with niggas because y'all ain't really been through nothing. The new nigga. And when you been through it and they gave you the money to build your own cities, communities. I know somebody's gonna say something about Black Wall Street. When it was called black, it was a failure. Why? Because it did not reflect God or light or knowledge. And y'all will not get, I don't know why y'all keep trying to make black beautiful, because, oh well, everything came out of the black primordial sauce. Everything came out of the black hole, like the black woman's pussy hole, or the black booty hole. Yeah, motherfucker. Nobody will talk about that hole, because y'all like licking on the low, niggas. And you females too, licking on coochie hole and booty hole. And they want to smile on nigga with lipstick on, with lipstick smelling like shit. She called shitty dip. There's lipstick with shit on it. You call it shitty dip. Oh yeah, I'm heated, man. Wasting my bread to go over and get my shit. I'm thinking she gonna be the woman that she claimed to be. You know what I mean? She already in front it. Yeah, he 50, he need to get his own house. The fuck you mean? I've been had my own shit. People fucking with females like you. Cause this is the third time this motherfucker. Oh my goodness! Listening to y'all, really, I'm really mad at my so-called Afro-Asiatic brothers and sisters and the so-called black man and black woman. Come on, you need to be with respect the mother and the black woman, and then when you do all that shit, make sure they comfortable. Don't owe them nothing. You should get fucked over. You probably say, okay, that's cool. Do it, I can do it again. No, I don't do battered man or woman syndrome too kindly. I don't believe in that shit. Battered woman syndrome, battered man syndrome. Yeah, the first time you got me, cool. The second time you beat me. Third time, alright. The fourth time, I'm just gonna walk away and say fuck you. You know? Especially when you keep threatening to hurt me. With that, I brought you into this world, I'll take you out. Hey parents, if you were a mother or father, I'm just gonna use that term loosely, bro. Mom and dad, please do not do this. We have a suggestion. Do not say this to some of these children nowadays. It worked on some of us who was a little docile playing sports, but these new children, these goats or kids, children of the goat or the greatest of, you know what I mean? Because y'all call people the goat. Because y'all sacrifice to the goat. Leviticus 11 verse 22, don't sacrifice your children to the goats. But since y'all get a bunch of kids, i.e. little goats, and little sheep made for slaughter, do not keep, I brought you in this world, I'm going to take you out. Because that's a threat. That is a threat when you tell a person whether they came out your pussy hole or penis hole, I brought you in here and I can take you out. That's not a good threat. Somebody need to hear that. If it wasn't for the 10 Commandments and the 42 laws of my, I'll be the first one to tell y'all, man. I would be the poster boy for being traumatized. See, because my facts is, I'm so light-skinned with the Afro-Asiatic hair that the so-called black man don't fuck with me and the pale skin don't fuck with me. So, I got two enemies. You niggas and the enemies of you niggas. And sometimes I feel you white niggas and you black niggas hate us guys, us gray niggas. I guess I'll call myself the gray alien then. Who got 50-50. Which is actually the pure base, the 50-50. 50 pure, 50 pure. Not too much of this, not too much of that, but even. I think y'all hate that. And some of y'all assume because we light skinned that we get better respect from the pale skin. Nope. And you pale skin think because either that we get better respect from the dark skin. Nope. You know what our advantage is? We get to watch you guys hate when we have both of you in us. And we understand the rage and the ignorance in both races or both cultures or both ideologies and both styles of demonic possessions. And you both live in hell. And you both live away from the Most High, practicing things from the tree of good and evil. When the Creator specifically told humanity, do not eat from the tree of good and evil, and you motherfucking pale skin, and you commit, or black skin, doing it every day, all day, coveting another man's hustle. Let's get the bag. That's the Rothschilds' hustle called they got a book called Prophecy of Money. That's their hustle. That's what they printed. And you covet the Rothschilds' money. You covet Hollywood's drama. You covet Greek philosophy so much that you put your own in the garbage. And then those of us that come around who think and live and love outside the box, we are the abusers to you. Rightfully so. I'm guilty. Fuck it. Fuck it. I told on myself. I'm guilty. I am the abuser to hateful people. I love to abuse hateful people with kindness. Yeah. I love to smack an angry person with kind words. I love to take a broken-hearted person and slam them in the softness of careness. Yeah, I'll body slam the fuck out of you in the river of healing. Boom! And my tears is the bullets. And I'll hit you square in your motherfucking head and in your heart. So you feel it. And I'm reloaded. Nobody told you they care about you today. I care about you all, man. This is part of my fire. I got the epiphany. So I ain't upset. I ain't too sad, really. I asked for this. This is my song. This is our story. They knew we was built for this fire. That's when they gave us permission to burn first. Hey, Tag, why they mad? Because they asked for money and fame and glory and that mediocre shit. We asked to be consciously purified. You know what that means? That means to go back to the original man when he was what? Pure. And justified. Solomon doesn't seem so wise now, does he? It doesn't seem so wise now. What could be more greater than to stand purified before the Creator of life? Somebody can chime in anytime. What could be more wise than to be able to stand and ask to be purified until you're able to stand next to the Creator of light, who is the pure and purification, whose righteousness is always pure and fair, whose creation is always beautiful, whose even in pain there's perfection, and even in sorrow there's joy. And who says that What you desire today determines if you're gonna have a good day tomorrow or a good day. And guarantee, or if you're guaranteed to wake up or not. That's how we know who's guaranteed to wake up. By what you covet. To wake up without the Most High, not knowing him is an ultimate death. That's why people say we don't live by the law, we live by grace. You're right. Because you already did. It's by grace, it's waiting for you to shake that shit off, which y'all call repent. That's for you niggas. And niggas, Mr. and Mrs. Clowntastic. What's some funny shit when I... Hey, Creflo Dollar said, hey, I fucked up on tidings, right? After he didn't cash in the taxes and got his ass out. There's a new wave of money, and you better figure that shit out. You better go get my motherfucking money. So he said, only way I can do this is go up there and tell the people that I was preaching the tidings was fucked up and to throw away all those teachings of my tiding books. Nigga, I just paid for all these books and shit, and you done took my money. Now you're gonna tell me this ain't shit and throw it away? If that was not some double ass, twisted, fork ass shit, if I've ever heard some shit like that. Nigga, y'all paid for Creflo Dollar tiding books and videos, and y'all was teaching that shit, and now he told you to throw that shit away. If that ain't some crackhead shit, if you throw your Creflo Dollar tiding, that would be some fiend shit. Straight up, that would be some fiend shit. Then you already paid for the lie. You might as well keep it in your library. You see the connection? You paid for the lie, so keep it in your library. Simple. That's why it's called a library. Because books got a bunch of fucking lies in it. Bibles and historical books too. And if you don't have, what? The spirit of truth with you, or wisdom, or the spiritual discernment, then you become victim of a bunch of libraries. Man, look. Let's keep it moving. False imprisonment. So, now that this woman made a contract with this company, she tried to falsely imprison me by giving me foot. You stalk me by what? Listen to my phone calls and making up false accusations by stalking. You can listen to people's phone calls. That's a form of stalking. A sexual offense is if you're in the shower, a person has no right to come into the shower and verbally or physically assault you. She did that. And she attempted to sexual offense because she pulled the curtains back. So she attempted to do something, but instead she reached for the handle. And there was an act that could have caused me grossly harm. Why? Because my spine is fucked up. I could have slipped and fell and bust my head. But she gets the help, and she gets the abuse thing. And she gets to abuse this act. She gets to abuse these things here. But you notice there's no law that says that the ramifications of filing false domestic abuse charges. Alright? House of Roof Domestic Violence Hotline. That's the Domestic Abuse Hotline Network. See, there's nothing against false reports, gentlemen, men, and for you females too, because some of you are in what you call it, or in same-sex marriages. Some of you are having with the same guys or the same gals, right? So you're subject to the same shit. Now, what I can do, right? Do I call them and say, hey, would this be jive? If I waited till a year go past, right? They said 90 days, 3 months, on false accusations, though. Would I be wrong? Is there a statute of limitation on filing domestic abuse charges? Let's find it out. We just want to try, try some dog eat dog or some bitch nigga shit. Since I'm gonna call it a bitch, so I'm just wondering. Cause I don't know nothing about being a bitch nigga. I don't know nothing about this shit. But let's see if I happen to entertain some bitch nigga shit. Let's see. What are the time limits on filing domestic violence charges? I stay informed. Domestic 101 was. See, what I'm saying is, what is the time limit for domestic violence case in India? How long jail time? No. Okay, so I got 2 years to file domestic violence charges against her. I got 2 years to do that. Now, will I be a fuck nigga to do to her what she tried to do to me 5 times? And knowing that I need my shit. Is that her intentions? Because I just... So I'm talking as to one of you brothers. You want to know, can I just come get my shit without the police? Like, black woman, you supposed to be God or goddess? Be a goddess that you say you are. Be the black woman that you say you are. Give me all my shit that you know that is not yours. Right? And let me go. Don't call your brother, your uncle. Don't get on Facebook. Just be done with it. I don't think there's a black one on the planet that could do that. A woman would do that, but a black woman or a black female or a white woman or a white female, I don't think there's not a such creature. Okay. Okay. Okay, it says this. Yeah, this is what I want to read. False truths. Yeah, what's up with that shit? Let's read that. Yeah, let's get into that shit. Come on. Come on. Oh, see, now you want to glitch. Yeah, what is domestic violence? No, we want to know what's the false shit. And we want that. We want, let's see, what's it? Elder abuse, physical infliction, physical injury, force, psychological behavior. Yeah, right. Anguish. Financial. Yeah, hold up. Uh-huh. Let's see. But we want to know who's doing this for. False. False. We want to know people who false. See, they ain't put that in there. Fuck out of here. They tricked me. Hold on, we getting back to this. Filing false PFAs. I ain't know what the fuck I said. Is giving a false PFA a crime? What's the consequences of that? Okay. Okay. This is here go the money game. Now they're saying that unless, here you go right here. While you cannot defend yourself during the initial petition phase, you can do so at the PFA hearing. Having an attorney on your side who knows the stakes and can advocate on your behalf is critical. Many innocent people go into the PFA hearing without representation, confident that they can dispel these false accusations. However, simple missteps can easily undermine their defense. You see the hustle? So the black man still lose. Motherfucker, that's why I'm saying it's false accusation, because I ain't got the motherfucking money to just walk away. That's why I need to get back in the house and get my shit. If I had money to pay for the fucking attorney, you know what I mean? If I had the money to pay for an attorney, what would I need to argue a false PFA if I had money to hire an attorney? I just would have just filed criminal charges and got the DA as an attorney and been done with it. Why would I have this attorney to pay the court who listened to a false report, who's in cahoots to keep my shit, keep me out the crib, make it harder for me with the person who filed the false charges to pay this nigga over here to talk to him? See, I just got a headache. We're going to take a 30-second break. Alright, 30-second break. Hold tight, y'all. Alright. We back in there. Oh no, I think they cut me off. Am I still on here? Okay, we still on. Alright, I thought they cut me off, man. I thought they hit the axe on us. What's up, Jazzy? What's up, y'all? 8. Hey, you know what's funny about the number 8? 8 represents the consciousness of man. And then when man got his consciousness, he stood upright. From the eternal rest, he stood upright, becoming 8. And his first action, and his consciousness made him a 9, i.e., a perfect being. That's why there's nothing higher than man. Man is the everything and the nothing. That's why we need the image of our what? Alpha and Omega, or our Creator. That's something special, dudes. Special today to those who stuck along with the break. A special gift to those who's going to watch this whole video up until that point. Maybe some more spiritual gems to pick up. From the table of wisdom. You can practice it yourself. Try it. Ponder it. Research it. Investigate. And execute. Okay. Just ask. You know what? We're in scripture about covetousness. We found some scriptures. Okay, we got 31. We found 31 things about this covet shit. About not giving people their shit. So if you get something that belongs to somebody, you give them their shit. And he said to them, take care, comma, take care, nigga. Take care. Heard that? He didn't say give. He didn't say sell, hustle. He didn't say black care. white care. He ain't say Black Lives Matter care. He just said take care. And there's some more shit, y'all. He ain't done talking. B, meaning do something. No thanks. Don't encourage me with Jesus. Come on. I'm alright. I'm alright, boo boo. Now, here's what he says. He told you, be, here's a command, on your guard. You got 2 rules now. Don't give care. You got to take care. Don't give care, nigga. Take care. And be on your guard. Not your mama's guard. Not your daddy's guard. Not your religious guard or nothing. He says your guard. Against all covetousness. For one's life does not consist in the abundance of his possessions. So the possessions of what? The devil's possessions? Your enemy's possessions? Of abundance of a white man's possessions, black man's possessions, his or her possessions. What do you say? Take, not give care, take care. Don't sit around on your guard, but be on your guard against what? Covetousness. Now, where in the Bible did it says thou shalt not covet? If Jesus said you don't live by the law no more, and the word covet is right here in Luke 12:15. I'll wait, or you black and white niggas going to hell. It said that there is no living by the law of God in the New Testament. It's right there. Luke chapter 12 verse 15. Let's go down and do it. That was fun. Colossians 3:5. Therefore, consider the members of your earthly body. What did I tell you to do? Consider the members of your earthly body. Is not your daughter or your son a member? Like your hands or a member to your body? Your child is a member to your body or a member to your family or your domestic. You see how the Spirit brought that to a full circle? This is a domestic relationship. Therefore, consider the members of your earthly body as dead to what? Immorality, impurity, passion, evil desires, and greed, which amounts to idolatry. See how the Spirit just brought this whole thing to a circle about domestic violence. What did he say in Colossians? Therefore, consider the members of your earthly body. That means mom, dad, father, son, sister, brother. Did you consider that? So it's our job to consider them as dead to immorality, impurity, to give them what? Mercy. Because if we don't, it shows a form of idolatry, i.e. self-worship. Elijah Muhammad is God in the flesh. Jesus coming back in the flesh. See all this immorality, impurity, passions, evil desires, and greed, and amounts to what? Idolatry. Because everybody what? Do immoral shit because they think Jesus is coming back to fix it. Everybody saying the name Muhammad, but meanwhile they want 1,000 virgins with an impure heart. Motherfuckers bomb each other over words, but they got passion. They say they will rise to the occasion when the Messiah comes, but yet their desires are evil and greed. And who and what is their idols? Let's get it. But immorality or any impurity or greed must not even be named among you, niggas, as proper among saints. Some of y'all don't sound too Christian right now. God, the devil, the Bible, the Quran, and me just confirm that you're wicked as hell. And you're going to hell. Hey mama, did you read that part where they said you talk shit in my name, you told shit about people in my name? Get the fuck away from me, I never met you, I never knew you. You work of iniquity. That's you, baby. That's you, baby. I didn't wish that on you. You brought it on yourself. You're guilty of being abusive. And to my Afro-Asiatic brothers and sisters, and to my galactical dragon brothers and sisters, and the clans, and those with galactical knowledge, I'm not guilty. I'm not going to be hiding. I'm not going to be worried. I'm not motherfucking guilty. Hebrews. Check this. Make sure that your character is free from love of money. Let's start. Well, there we go, right there. Ooh, come on. How to be spiritual and not broke. Dr. Bill Carson. This nigga funny, y'all. He's an Afrocentric Islamic Egyptian science / voodoo boogeyman. He could tell you how far it is from the planet, when the next nebula is going to be this and this and that. I don't have a clue about the Most High. You talking about Egyptian magicians. Man, this guy got so many programs going on that make the motherfuckers seem like... Anyway, I'm waiting to finish reading this shit. We talking about covetousness, man. That's all. What shall we say then? Romans 7:7. Oh, hold on. Let me finish this one. Make sure that your character is free from the love of money. Your character. Can't be your character. We see that? You ass out, nigga. Being content with what you have. Right? That's why I said, give me my shit. If you're a real woman. mama, daddy, whoever the fuck you is, you know you got my shit, or anybody else's shit. For he himself has said, I would never desert you, nor will I ever forsake you. You hear that? Be content with what you have, because I will never forsake you. Hear what the Spirit is saying. If you don't want to be forsaken by the Spirit of God, give people their shit. Because I'll never forsake you if you give it back to them. You gotta hold on to people's shit. I got you. As long as you keep coveting somebody else's shit, I ain't fucking with you. I'm forsaking you. And the black man and black woman, the white man and white woman, that's all they do is chase money, looks, and self-gratification. And that's why I said the Most High don't fuck with you. That's what I said. They ain't gonna want to trade, buy you, or sell you. Now nobody want to fuck with you at all. You're done. They got computers now. They don't need the so-called black man and black woman for the new inventions and shit. They got computers now. They get artificial intelligence. You're no longer deleted. You're going to be deleted. The devil ain't going to want you. Now God ain't going to want you. Where the fuck you think you going? Watch. Check out what the Spirit say again. What shall we say then, nigga? Since you're not content with what you want, what you have, and I told you I'm not going to desert you, and I ain't going to forsake you, so what should we say then? While you're in Romans. Is it Hebrews talking to Hebrews? You go to Hebrews talking in Romans. Is the law sin? Question. May it never be. So the law is not bad. He said that may it never be. Right, it may never be a sin. So it's good. But on the contrary, meaning what? The opposite of it being a sin. I would have not come to know sin except through the law. So that confirms what we said about that, right? What's the law? Thou shalt not covet another nigga's hustle. For it is a sin, and you will be forsaken. Why? Because you won't give people their shit. Bitch! Without putting them through hardship, jail, stumbling blocks, backbiting, breaking the rest of the commandments. Moses has said, Adam, you would toil for your labor. We've been work for our shit just for you motherfuckers to play gods and goddesses and take our shit and then send us to the devil like you gonna be okay. You're going to hell. Going to hell. Oh man, you're going to fuck to hell. That's why we dancing now. Every day you watch us suffer. Every day you watch me suffer, knowing that you get in your car or call somebody, put all my shit somewhere and say, here's your shit, and walk away. You refuse to do that. You know what you rather do? You rather antagonize, try to set somebody up, try to look good, try to put a good person in jail who's really trying to do the best for himself and others around him and has been doing it for the longest without your fucking knowledge. Now we have to suffer and be as if we some weak ass nigga who you done plant in their head that he don't like his mother and shut the fuck up. For I would not have known about coveting if the law had not said you should not covet. That's me all day. Had I not read the Ten Commandments, had I not known the law said seek God with all your heart and all your strength, I would be in the darkness. Had I not known that first commandment. Had I not read the Ten Commandments, thou shalt not covet, I would not know the beautiful of what being covetousness is, because I used to do it. Had I not known that if I had read thou shalt not kill, that my mom would be dead and my dad. I'll keep it real thou wow. I killed that bitch for playing with me. Straight up. It's called matricide. When you kill your parents, bang. But matricide, Roman means you killed your parents so you can covet the royalties. I'm not coveting. That would have been about that. That's why I'm glad Most High teach me how to read shit. Cause in my anger of ignorance, right, I'd have killed the fuck out of both of them. And somebody would say, "Oh, well, that's matricide because he was broke or this or that, and so he wants something from her family." No, I'm tired of being robbed and abused, not physically, but mentally, financially, and psychologically, where I can't fucking move because somebody's thinking that I'm not man enough because somebody's out here going around abusing a motherfucking mother. That is fucked up when you lie on a man like that. That's the ultimate thing that nobody will not fuck with you. Let anybody hear that you're abusing your grandparents or your mom and dad. That is a global no-no. And when you have a lying ass motherfucking black woman or a lying ass black man who's making these accusations, that sends out a false frequency. That's like somebody's coming to say, "Hey, I'm gonna take you to the hospital. I know you're about to die. No, you ain't got no fucking gas." You get out of the car, you ready, and the bitch don't start up. Why? Because the motherfucker didn't put gas in it because he took no time out to care about the truth. That's what I'm pissed off about, Ted. That's what I'm pissed off about, man. Mark. These are coveting and wickedness, as well as deceit, sensuality, envy, slander, pride, and foolishness. And this is all foolishness for what? Look at the Psalms. Incline my heart to your testimonies, and not to dishonest gain. People don't want to see you live like that, man. Let me put this over back here for you. People don't want to see you live like that, man. They don't want to see this shit for real. Look, Romans. But sin. That's what he say. But sin, common. Taking opportunity through the commandment. Produced in me coveting of every kind. That means you don't know if he was smoking crack, pedophile. He said, he said, take an opportunity through the commandment, comma, produce in me coveting of every kind. The Ten Commandments exposed everything that he thought was not coveting. Let's do it again. Through the commandment, right? He said, taking the opportunity. Obviously, he's what? Going through it. He's reading, doing something to it. Through what? The commandment. What did it do to him when he got finished going through it? It produced in him coveting of every kind. It means that what he thought was not what he was coveting, when he read that shit and said, "Oh, I am a filthy man. I didn't know I was coveting women, girls, drugs, this or that. I thought I was a preacher. I thought I was the next prophet or the next imam or the next Bill Clinton or the next." Yeah, that's you niggas. And nigga, especially the ones in the pulpit. Especially the ones in the pulpit. The word ain't in the power. The power is in the word if you tap into the power behind the word that you're reading. Let's confirm that. For apart from the law, sin is dead. See? For apart from the law, sin is dead. What he said was, but sin. Right? How he got it dead. Sin dead. Let me slide this out. Sin's right there, and it's dead. Why did he mention sin at the beginning and at the end of the quote? Let's find out. Let's find out. He took opportunity through the commandment. Notice the topic was covet, not a bunch of commandments. Just covet. Alright, just covet. Where we at? And he said, through covet, apart from the law, sin is dead. So when he found out that when he destroyed the knowledge of what he was coveting, that particular sin became dead from the law. Because covet is a sin that comes from the law. That's why it says, from the law, covet, the sin covet is dead. So, what's in your wallet? My shit. And this is for our land too. Those who stole our land. In the name of Jesus. That's why you're going to hell. You gotta give it back. And if you don't give it back, you're going to hell. Period. Y'all know this prophecy. I'm acting funny. Alright. Nor thieves, covetous, nor drunkards, nor revilers, nor swindlers will inherit the kingdom of Yahweh. Told you. That goes in Revelation too. That's why I'm glad to read that. Same thing with Revelations. Let's find something else. Who's your modern day black prophet? Who is your prophet of the 80s, 70s, 60s, 50s, 40s, 30s, 20s, and on down in black history? And you're saying that none of your black so-called leaders who are supposed to be great wise men and master teachers, that they never deal falsely? And you all talk about the Bible. Yes, y'all do. Yes, you do. Let me make sure we're still here. Let me see. Make sure. We're talking, and the shit might not be on no more. Oh, it's not. Oh, yes, it is. Okay, we good. Okay, we good. We good. I thought we was over. I'm gonna take the time, cause I didn't hit it. Man, the spirit got me going. Oh, we got 3 hours. Holy snap, Batman. Oh, holy snap, Batman. Well, y'all guys are still hanging out. Kinfolk. This don't make sense, let me know. We won't make another video. Straight up. Where we at? Where we at? Okay, boom. Alright, we'll get through these, and then we're gonna hang it up. And tag, we gonna rock out. We'll just put y'all on the charger. I'll chop it up with y'all. But I had to get this video out because most people are familiar with our story through Facebook. Damn! Well, I done fucked my cord all up. I ain't know I had it. My ashtray was broke. Damn! I had a stain on my shit. What to say? Yeah, we'll go ahead and knock this out. And so we need y'all to get the full of this, thou shalt not covet, and what it really means. Our cash app is Dobalicious, moneystand.com. Jose Omar. We're taking any you can get in-home internet for Metro PCS. They want $55 a month. So I know we can get some help from one of you guys for, just for the initial setup. We got the rest. Had my mom, so-called mom and family, and that burnt me for my labor and my clothing. I would have been able to pay for it myself. And so if any of y'all brothers and sisters, man, can help a brother out with like $55, $60, I will send y'all the receipt. I would be more than glad to send y'all pictures of the equipment so we can continue on posting this information and just bring you the true experience of a fellow Nabi and a fellow messenger of the Most High and a brother of the people. No, I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. People always say, be safe. I believe not without y'all permission. Because I need y'all to confirm these things. We need y'all not to validate, but to confirm that practicing these things, these principles are real. I mean, even like the 10 steps of AA. One of my favorite steps in AA is 1, and the last one, 12. Do that 112 again, right? Let's practice these principles in all our affairs. And through scripture and other ancient writings and historical writings and cultures, we're able to practice these in all our affairs in multiple fashions. And so yes, that allows us to speak boldly. Why? Because it says to study and to show yourself approved. I'm quite sure we've studied enough, and I'm quite sure y'all have found some things, or a lot of things, to be valid. Check this out. And this is what we're talking about here. Doesn't mean you should be stupid enough to reveal everything you do and know. That's why you always preserve something for yourself. When you have scoffers, alright, Exodus. But we're talking about Exodus, so that brings up our conversation again. Furthermore, you, Afro-Asiatic, oops, hold up. This is huge right here. This is direct command right here for all of us today. And I'm not exempt. I tell y'all when we share this information with you guys, I'm not exempt. And since I'm the one delivering the shit, and I'm the one reading it to you, I can't unring the bell that I'm listening to. I can't unknow what I'm reading. I can either practice it myself or be a victim of not practicing of it. And if I don't practice it, you'll know that I'm not. And then I can't comment on it because I took no real interest in what the fuck I was reading to you. And that is some sucker nigga, bitch nigga shit. Yeah, that's just too deep. It's just too deep. But it says this: you shall select out of all the people it just took over my shit, huh? Let's take over my shit. Like, where the fuck these ads come from? What the heck? Where do these ads come from? Hold on. They're supposed to be blocked, this shit. So I knew there'd be some shit, fucking with shit. What? What they call that shit? How you keep niggas from, like notices? Oh, don't want to tell me y'all. No, this. Oh, something happened to my shit, man. Fuck you. I knew it was something. It was a distraction. So it's a distraction. I don't even know where this shit come from. And you notice it's stuck right in front of the screen too. What the fuck is this about? Alright. Something's telling me something. Alright, we'll get it right there. Why the fuck you let me in there then if it was like, that's stupid. Alright, back to domestic violence then. Behavior involving physical force intended to hurt, damage, or kill someone or something. So, there, I'm not guilty of that towards my mother or anybody else's mother. Please take that curse or that foul name or that foul characteristic or that the foul meaner away from our spirit and our growth. Please, if you are any spiritual person of any fiber, please take that shit off my fucking character. I ain't got nothing to do with no weird ass shit like that. I'm done with that part. Domestic. Alright? We know that there is no help for a person who's been falsely accused. So I ain't get the money. I'm not paying no lawyer. So I'm going to leave that up to you guys. Do you know what I mean? To let that person pay for their own motherfucking mistakes. Let them suffer by themselves. Let them see what it is to suffer and not be able to have somebody, some help. You know what I mean? Really. Like this one. PFA, no, leave your home, or if you're married, if your name is on a lease or deed. So more likely, they ain't leaving their home. You get to leave the home, nigga, if you're married. And then a bitch, temporary child custody, possession of a pet, safeguard, you know what I mean? Nigga get stripped of all that shit, man. Oh shit! The court. Oh, hold up. You mean to tell me that my false accusation is a public record? And now, if I want to go somewhere, a place of honor or a job or whatever place of honor, that I'm on there for. Told you, that's some demonic shit. That's demonic as fuck, family. That's demonic as fuck. The court may limit access to the case records under certain circumstances. Can I ask the court to limit public access to my protective orders? I shouldn't even. Let's read on, man. That ain't no fucking mother. That's a beast. I don't give a fuck what y'all say. That's a beast, man. That's a fucking beast. I don't care if your mom doing that, your wife, your husband, family member, somebody doing that to you, man. That's a fucking beast, man. That ain't no family, man. Especially if you ain't did shit wrong. So that means this fuck shit is a public court and you ain't did shit? And now they built a whole website, a whole page around false accusations. But even though he said you're not charged with it, but yet it's not a crime, but it's the fact that your PFA is a public record, you might as well say that's a fucking crime. You know what I mean? Man, this is humiliating, man. There's got to be something done about this, man. Something has to be done about this. This shit's jaw dropping, man. I'm serious. This is jaw dropping, man. This is like really, really jaw dropping, and eager or excessive desire. Of the fallen ones and the ones that haven't fallen, this is what their argument is about. You being eager and excessive in desire, and not for the Most High. You being eager and excessive in desire, especially not for the Most High, but for wealth or possessions. Social media so often encourages us to compare ourselves. So that's child abuse. Oh shit. Here they go. What was that? Social media so often encourage white and black niggas, call us, to what? Compare yourselves to others. So the dictionary that y'all don't use, the dictionary that they use against you in the court of law, is telling you that eager, excessive desire for wealth or possession is inspiring covetousness and insecurity in social media. So how many females on tag and men on tag or excessive ain't getting that money back on tag? On tag right now. When we in this video, this live feed. Facebook right now, we're in this video on live feed. How many on social media hate God? That's a crackhead. That's a dope fiend. That is an addict. That is a deranged. That is a psychopath. That is a lost soul. That is the epitome of weird. That is sick. That is deranged. That is unhealthy. And whatever plethora words you can come up with. Research that. Check it out for yourself. In fact, investigate for yourself. Investigate for yourself. Hey, Careful Moshe, happy hustle.
What's going on, man? I ain't heard from you in a while. How's everything?
Oh, I was gonna hit you up too, but you chime right in about to end this video on Give Me My Shit, aka Thou Shalt Not Covet Another Man's Hustle.
Okay.
He said, okay. What?
All right.
Hold on for a minute, don't hang up. I'm almost close. I'm about to close it out.
Okay.
So you can hear it as I close it out. So,
Right.
in this covetousness, when it says in the Bible, thou shalt not covet, it says you're eager in your desire and you're eagerly excessive in your desire, especially for wealth, not your brother or not your sister, but for wealth, and or for possessions, which God said, seek me with all your heart and all your strength, with all your desire, not yourselves and your covetous ways. So we get that in the black African American teaching society, and not the Afro-Asiatic original man teachings of the universe. And so now you know you have no excuse. Let me put this up here, I forgot. The next time you see a video and you say, hey, I want to be like that for that Maserati, you're excessive in desire. The next time your wife or your daughter say they want a booty like Nicki Minaj and want to sing like Remy Ma and act like them with Panther stretchies on at 1,000 pounds, you're supporting her eagerness to be useless. When you are so-called a black goddess, aka the black woman of the planet, and here you're sitting here desiring nothing but possessions like the fancy hairs and the stilettos and things like that, you of everything that you stand for and everybody else wanting to die for you. I don't think that's a good banner to carry on if I was to be labeled as a goddess or the mother of civilization compared to the actual mother of earth. That would be a smack in the face. So you might want to investigate that so-called black woman and black man. For those our Afro-Asiatic brothers and sisters across the planet, all globally, we say we love you. We thank you for the moment of being able to share this experience and this universal teaching that we all can search for ourselves and apply to everybody on the planet. This is your Kinfo More Jose signing out, saying we thank you, and we will say this prayer as usual. Heavenly Father, we thank you for the opportunity to speak to your children. We ask that you be glorified through these words, that you will confirm these words. We ask that you will give us courage to live them. Once we find them, Father, we ask that you protect us from our ignorance, protect us from our enemies. But also we ask that you heal our enemies from their ignorance. By the power of the Holy Spirit.com, to the prophets before me and after me, we say thank you. And we'll end that with that request. Oh snap. Peace. We did that. Alright, Brother Musa. But we still on tag, which is the purpose we were on tag. It's